speaking of strong survival skills, everybody, I hope you have some, because I'm going to expose you to something that will make you want to die. And it is Montreal Pride. Um, Alexa Lavoie was out there,
Oh, jeez.
and she was taking in, as I said, the cornucopia, real feast for the eyeballs out there. And there was a breakdown between the left. There is a family feud unfolding, and it unfolded on the streets of Montreal. So the usual pro-Hamas crazy people who occupy the universities around that neck of the woods, they were out there blocking the streets when the Pride people came along. And normally these guys are all on the completely homogenous when it comes to their worldview, but things are falling apart, and I'm here for it. As I said in the morning staff meeting, I'm cheering for mutually assured destruction. So as Alexa says, the anti-Israel brigade of the Pride March comes out in support for Gaza, which is run under Islamic law, which throws gay people off buildings. So I know in Toronto, they were sort of blocking the streets. The Hamas marchers were blocking the Pride marchers. And I was like, it's time. It's time. But I think the Queers for, what is it? Queers for Palestine. What do they call it? Queers for Palestine.
Sheila,
they're there and they're not getting it.
And that is the group I have most empathy for. Think about it. You're a queer for Palestine, so you're with the queer parade, but then the Palestinians come and shut down your big day out in the sun having fun.
Right.
Which side do you choose? Because you're queers for Palestine.
Right. And if you are a queer for Palestine in Palestine, you know where you live now? Tel Aviv. That's where you live.
In that apartheid state of Israel?
Yeah. Well, it is apartheid state, but it's
unbelievable.
Jews can't go certain places. But let's show this video. If you are gay in Palestinian-controlled territories, you have to flee to safety in Israel, and these people are just absolutely clueless about it. So let's show this. Dyke for Palestine. You know what? Off to Ramallah with this. Off to Ramallah, and you can just go try walking around as a dude in a black bikini top and see how far that gets you on the streets of Ramallah.
But you know, Sheila, what gets me is really what streets were those streets in? And I say that because I was paying close attention to all the flags, and I saw, the transgender flag and the flag of Palestine and the Turkish flag and the Lebanon flag. You know what I didn't see? I didn't see one Canadian flag or, for that matter, one Quebec fleur-de-lis flag. Not one.
Yeah, that fleur-de-lis has Catholic history, so we wouldn't want that. I mean, just these people are so ridiculous. A man walking the streets in a black bikini, calling himself a queer for Palestine. Okay. You know what? Go try it out. Go try it out. Let's just move ahead. We've got Alexa.
Oh, and Sheila,
now
if I may say,
go ahead.
One thing is, was that a parade of any political or ideological movement or members of Comic-Con getting down to San Diego early? And secondly, when I look at those two groups, radical transgenders and then the radical pro-Hamas people, all I can think of, Sheila, is the tagline for the movie Aliens versus Predator. No matter which side wins, we lose.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I don't know. People, I watch this stuff and I start to think, you know what, maybe I live a little too close to town, and I live far from town. Like I just need to get further away from town. Let's show this. Now, this is what the far left radical gender ideologists, they are anti-Semitic. They absolutely are, because the one woman waving the flag of Israel, where gays and everybody else have the same rights, not special rights, same rights. She's there waving the flag of Israel, and she has to be protected by 4 cops.
And you know what, Sheila? I want to give credit where it's due, because I call them as I see them. I think the Montreal Police Service is probably the worst law enforcement agency in our entire Dominion. But like a broken clock that is correct twice a day, they are rightfully protecting this brave young lady to fly that flag. Because I'll tell you this, in Toronto, she's being arrested. That's what happens. Happened to Salman Sima. Same set of circumstances. I don't even think it was the Israeli flag. I think it was the Canadian flag. It's happened to me twice just for trying to cover these rallies. So good on the Montreal Police for saying, you know what, we understand this is kind of like waving a red flag at a bull in the stadium. But you know what? She has every right to do so. And they protected her. So good on them for that.
But look how anti-Semitic the left is. The sheer size of the Queers for Palestine march, the Chickens for Colonel Sanders march, versus this one brave lady holding a flag.
Yeah.
And the peaceful left, she's got to be protected by 4 cops.
Yeah.
And what if she wasn't?
You know, it's so sad, Sheila. Wouldn't it be great if there were like 5,000 people waving Israel flags and Quebec flags and the Canadian flag? Because I have to tell you, we know that Canadian public support is not on the side of these pro-Hamas people. The last poll I saw, it was more than 80% of Canadians did not agree with them. But wouldn't it be so wonderful to see that support literally mobilized with boots on the ground and do these counter demonstrations? And yes, I know that's going to make things tough for the Toronto Police Service, which isn't about law enforcement anymore. It's about keeping the peace, which means turning a blind eye to actual crime. But wouldn't you love to see that, Sheila?
The problem is this was at a gay pride parade. And so people who believe in common sense and self-determination and the right to defend yourself and to be free from terrorism, they don't march in pride parades, because pride parades are basically NDP marches with rainbows. And so the normals are not welcome, nor do they want to participate in this sort of stuff. So this is what you get. You get radical gender ideology meets terrorism support marching in the streets of Montreal, and normal people just stay home because you're telling me that the same people who think they have a right to dress half naked and wiggle their wieners at other people's kids also have sympathy for terrorists? Well, you don't say. Like, there's not a strain of morality that exists on that side that I can sort of dig out of any of it. I don't see it there. The pro-Hamas mob has blocked the Montreal Pride that included Gays for Palestine. Police are on the scene with the group. Sheila can be happier about it. Let's watch.
Were we getting a plug there, Sheila?
Were we?
Or I thought I heard rebel something.
Oh, probably Rebel sucks,
Yeah.
if I had to guess.
Hey, listen, bad publicity, good publicity. Just get our name right. I'm happy.
Yeah, I don't care if these people don't like me. In fact, I'm like, can we do other things that make them not like me? Yeah. So the Queers for Palestine, who are just sort of self-flagellate, evidence be damned, it's still not enough for their Hamas allies to like them. And they will still march en masse in support of these Hamas weirdos. They will. They'll be at the Hamas march next weekend for sure. Same people.
I have no explanation for this. It just shows you how delusional the far left is, Sheila. You can't make sense out of this.
This is why all the normal gays stay home from the Pride
Oh, you're
parade.
right.
Like, I look at this and they're like, no, thank you. None of this for us, thanks. They're staging a die-in.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't mean they're really going to die. That means they're just going to lie down on a hot summer day. Oh, what martyrdom. Oh,
they're having a little relax.
Yeah.
That's called a siesta.